Hi there. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Kahlil King. I'm a visiting assistant professor at Northern Kentucky University in Highland Heights, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be a part of this year's conference. Of course, Hawaii would have been nice, but virtual is cool too. I will be presenting a developmental paper entitled Student Stress, Burnout, and Wellbeing, Coping in the Classroom, a collaboration with Drs. Caitlin Lapine, David Cassell, and Robert Bonner. We are looking forward to your feedback. Excessive and continuous stress can lead to burnout, a chronic state of physical and emotional depletion. Plus, stress in one domain can spill over into another, and stress at home can have negative consequences on college students' mental health. A survey of over 60,000 undergraduate students found that 25% of respondents have been treated for mental health issues, and 24% are so stressed that they indicated they have experienced suicidal thoughts. The present study contributes to the literature by examining the roles of home stressors, burnout from home, and psychological detachment from home as important contributors to the overall well being of undergraduate students. In doing so, we provide evidence that the university, such as faculty and classmates, can serve as an important component to students' well being by providing a refuge for students to psychologically detach from home. We examine our hypotheses using Hopfall's conservation of resources for theoretical support. Resources are objects, personal characteristics, conditions, or energies that are valued by the individual or serves as a means of attainment of these objects, personal characteristics, conditions, or energies. The conservation of resources theory asserts that individuals seek to acquire and maintain resources to not only recover from the effects of stress, but also to accumulate resources to buffer from the effects of stress. In this case, home demands are a source of stress, resulting in resource loss. Students are depleted and drained of resources by the demands of home and must use their time outside of that domain, away from the demands, to restore their resources. Stress is the positive or negative response to a physical, emotional, or mental stimulus. Stress initiated in the home domain can spill over or conflict with other domains, such as work or school. The theory of cognitive appraisal explains how, once stressors are identified, individuals positively or negatively appraise the stressor and then assess what it takes to minimize, tolerate, or eliminate it. Once this process is complete, individuals then cope. According to the transactional theory of stress, there are several types of coping mechanisms an individual may employ to deal with a stressful situation. Problem based coping is effective when the stressor can be eliminated. However, in circumstances where it is not possible to avoid or escape stressors, individuals may attempt to use emotion based coping. Aldwin and Revinson make an important distinction between coping effectiveness and coping efficacy. In this study, we acknowledge the intent of coping is to reduce the negative effects of stressors and strain. Therefore, we attempt to determine if coping, in a general sense, significantly reduces the harm caused by stress at home and burnout on well being. Coping with burnout as a result of home stressors will reduce their effects and, in turn, have a positive effect on well being. Burnout is a chronic state of physical and emotional depletion as a result of excessive and continuous stress, typically from work. There are three interrelated parts of burnout. These dimensions of burnout are overwhelming exhaustion, feelings of cynicism and detachment, and a sense of ineffectiveness and lack of achievement. The central quality of burnout is emotional exhaustion. The emotional exhaustion component of burnout manifests physically, most commonly as fatigue, as well as psychologically, feeling emotionally drained. This is when one feels overextended and depleted of emotional as well as physical resources. People frequently refer to their feelings of exhaustion as feeling burnt out, and this is the most obvious manifestation to others. Well-being is all of the various types of evaluations, both positive and negative, that people make of their lives. Well-being includes, but is not limited to, life satisfaction, mental health, end-of-day affective state, fatigue, mood, sleep quality, and morning affect. It is also related to psychological variables such as social comparison processes, attributions, coping strategies, and personality traits. Work has been found to have many positive effects on well being. If school can provide an escape from home stressors like work, it can be seen as facilitating improvement in well being. Home demands are a source of stress, resulting in resource loss. Psychological detachment is a specific recovery experience that allows an individual to renew depleted resources by distancing oneself from these demands. Psychological detachment is a state in which individuals cognitively, behaviorally, and emotionally disconnect from home and do not engage or think about home related problems, issues, or opportunities when they are out of the home domain. Psychological detachment from home can be an alternative coping mechanism when dealing with issues that are somewhat unavoidable, such as family obligations. By psychologically detaching from home, a student is not thinking about home issues and has separated mentally and emotionally from home while at school. Stressful conditions impair mood, but once a home stressor is physically and psychologically removed, the student will no longer experience the negative strain associated with it. 182 students were invited to participate in the survey in exchange for extra credit. All 182 students responded to the survey. 70 students were excluded from the study because they failed or did not answer the attention checks. The final sample consisted of 112 student participants, with most participants, 88%, between the ages of 18 and 23. The sample was 48% white, 19% African American, 20% Hispanic, 59% female, 41% male. Students received an email with the link to the survey. After consenting to participate, the students provided their demographic information and were then presented with the following measures. Stress was measured by asking students to rate the stress they experience at home or due to their family life on a scale from 1 to 5. In addition, students used a graphic slider with 5 points, very unhappy to very happy, to indicate how they feel at home. Psychological detachment from home was measured using 4 items adapted from the Recovery Experiences questionnaire developed by Sonnentag and Fritz, with the reference points referring to home. The word home refers to the domain of home that pertains to the participant being a child, sibling, parent, spouse, or partner, and overall home life and family life. Burnout was measured using an adapted version of the Matlack Pines Burnout Measure short version. Coping was measured using Carver's 28-item scale to assess various coping strategies such as active coping, planning, self-distraction, humor. These items are formatted so they're both situational and retrospective. Well-being was measured using Rip and Key's psychological well-being scale. This well-being measure encompasses 6 distinct measures of wellness: autonomy, environmental mastery, personal growth, positive relations with others, purpose in life, and self-acceptance. Finally, for the qualitative portion, we asked, do you use school to cope with home stressors? If so, how? The process macro for IBM SPSS was used to test the study hypotheses. Results indicated that our model was partially supported. There was a significant negative relationship between stress at home and well being, and this relationship was mediated by burnout at school and burnout at home. Detachment from home when at school moderated the relationship between burnout and well being, indicated that psychologically detaching from stressors at home when at school can help reduce the negative psychological influences of burnout on well being. Qualitative data revealed that students used school as an escape from home stressors. Content analysis will be performed to derive themes. The following are exemplar responses. One student expressed school as an escape from stress caused by his parents, while another student provides insight into money issues at home that cause stress and states school is relaxing. The stress and mental health crisis facing undergraduate students in the United States is alarming. Educators and scholars should be committed to the advancement of research and practice in this area, given our unique position at the nexus between psychology, higher education, sociology, and managerial practices. Our findings suggest that traditional coping mechanisms may not be enough to mitigate the effects of burnout on students' well being. Our results suggest that creating conditions conducive to the classroom as an outlet for student stressors at home may provide additional benefits beyond targeted coping interventions. Moreover, psychological detachment from home may be the mechanism most capable of providing relief for our students.